Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Crazy here. I'm gonna play BS-Cannibal for today's video to go ahead and get this ritual done that I have. Alright, and we'll go ahead. We'll use the shop lubricant. And we'll go ahead, we'll use probably any random offering with it. Let's use a scratch coin to prevent one of those chests. We're trying to get this ritual right here. Shine's pretty meh this week. Looking at it though, you can tell it's really not the best. Somebody's got the puppers going here. Dwight, ready up. These are the perks that I run on my Cannibal as well. So you can tell, they're not the best. Not the worst. Probably should have looked to see if they had an item, took Franklin's off, but it is what it is. That's probably the best part about playing Cannibal, especially with the new update when Cannibal comes out. He'll have Franklin's right off the bat, which I'm not going to lie is actually pretty decent and is going to make Cannibal, despite the fact that new people tend to camp a lot, and that's going to be hell for new survivors, it would make Leatherface a viable option for a starter killer because of his perks, because you'd have Franklin's right off the bat, which would prevent all the flashlights and everything with people who are trying to sit at that rank. It would make him a viable killer to start off with, especially if you watch some videos, you know what people are like, you know what the survivors are like, how to play killer. The only problem with watching YouTube videos is you gotta remember, most of the good YouTubers, most of the good Dead by Daylight YouTubers, they play on PC. Hybrid Panda, True Talent, Monto, Tide Time, Puppers, Jen Denise, Ochadel, I don't consider him good, but all play on PC. This is console. People do not play the same on different platforms. You have way more toxicity here than you would on PC. And if you're not ready for it, it's going to fuck you. And this map is also going to fuck me. Got rolling 3. Let's see where I placed that sucker at. You scared the living shit out of me. Okay, these survivors aren't going to be very fun to play against. They got the run as soon as you hear the heartbeat strategy going. Which is not a particularly good thing for me. There's the sprinters. That's bullshit. I had that fully charged. See, not hitting them though isn't going to do anything for me, because that's not what I need. I need chainsaws. There's no point in me playing this game if I can't get my ritual done. The problem is though, it's so hard to get chainsaws with this killer. Like, I feel like genuinely, unless you camp, it's so hard to get chainsaws with him. And the bigger problem with this killer is, oh, by the time they pop so many gens, you only have one guy on the hook. You can see they're all in the same area. We'll scare him off of that one. Push them off of this one. So you can tell right off the bat, they aren't noobs. They know how to loot. It's become very evident. Somebody's going that way. Dude, actually, can I just get the 4 chainsaws that I want? Like, legit, I'm not even asking for kills this game. I actually kind of just want my chainsaws. I hate getting a ritual as this killer. Out of all the killers I could play, he's the most, and this is the most annoying one. Just the way he plays is what makes him annoying. Depending on what the gen's getting done looks like, I might camp her. Or proxy her. Because she is in basement. And this is the best killer to get the basement with. Yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna sit here and proxy. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely gonna sit here and proxy. Most likely. Maybe not. Back down. They have these gens set up to the point where I don't have a real excuse to leave. Okay, I'm gonna have to give somebody an excuse to go get her. See, that's the kind of bullshit that I'm talking about. I'm gonna get pallet stun. This is the stupid shit of why Survivor is BS. You shouldn't be able to pallet stun the killer with every pallet that exists in the game. Right there. See, there's another one. Every pallet in the game so far that he's ran to, he's stunned me with. And here comes another one. Here comes another loot. And there goes the doors. See, and this is what the problem with killer is. They're essentially at the point where they're no longer afraid of him. They're at the point where they don't give two fucks about the killer. Because the devs make out the killer to be somebody who can be pallet looped and who can be 72'd like there's no tomorrow. Instead of somebody who should be feared. Somebody who should have more power. We're at the point where the scariest thing in this game is not the killer, but another survivor. There's another pallet right there, and she had sprint burst. And she's off my shoulder. He had life. Look, see, okay, no, I'm not getting him either. Well, I have to go around or waste more time breaking the pallet. So he's going to go ahead, he's going to make it to the door, and I'm going to lose what should have been at least a two-man. Simple as that. I didn't even get my ritual, which is the worst part. Because of how underpowered the killer is. And this one only had his perks. And every single one of them got out. Which just goes to show how underpowered this killer really is. How underpowered killers in general really are. As you can see right there, I need 2 more chainsaws. And I'm going to have to make this one a double. Because of that fucking L that I just took right there. because of those survivors. Because they were most likely in a 3-man group, one being by yourself. And with the perks they were running to Gen Rush, the chances of me actually getting somebody were very slim. I could have been a dick. I could have camped the basement. But I chose not to. And that is what we killers get for playing to cater for the survivor. When playing to cater for the survivor and playing by these imaginary rules the survivors have set for us, we lose all of our kills. And it's why more people are starting to not give a shit. Because it's being clear that nothing is being done to show the unbalanced mess is being fixed. Nothing is being done about it. Like, hey, we realize you're underpowered, we got a fix coming. No, that's not even happening. Because in the asymmetrical horror game, which is what Dead by Daylight is, you cannot do what the devs are currently doing. The devs are currently being biased towards one side. If you're going to be biased against one side, then at least come right out and say it. Don't try to make it out to look like you're not being biased. Just come right out and be like, oh, hey, by the way, we favor the survivor side more. Because the fact that it's not fair is making a lot of people angry. That right there is another reason why killers are underpowered. You guys just saw the way he backed into the pallet when I should have gotten hit. Which is a common issue, and I'm glad they're fixing that. And hopefully, what is the new update? And you guys are going to see they're working on gens while he's going to run me around every pallet in the map, loot me to shit. And they're going to pop gens because of it. Killer doesn't feel like a match against a survivor. It feels like you're playing a match against the clock. It's very, very unfortunate. Because I don't want to feel like I'm playing against the clock. When I play killer, I want to feel like I'm playing against survivors. And I have the more of like an upper hand in the match. You know, just because of the fact that, you know, I'm the killer, I'm supposed to be the all-powerful being. We're not supposed to be fucked with, like we are. But we're at the point now where that's all that happens. People go out of their way to fuck with us. And then you have these meta perks like Sprint Burst, which you can see is what she just used there. You guys can see they're using meta perks like Sprint Burst, and it gives them an instant get out of jail free card. And that just overrides our powers completely. That's another bullshit thing. And then you got decisive, which is another thing that won't be nerfed until like a month and a half. She's gonna go ahead, that's an instant get out of jail free card for her. If we're being honest, Survivor really doesn't need any perks. Now, granted, there are some killers who also abide by that law of you don't need any perks, but it's mainly Survivor. It's mainly Survivor that you can play without any perks whatsoever. Killer is different because all killers have different powers. You know, some killers are obviously not as powerful without perks. Yeah, you went back to your med kit like a stupid ass. As you guys can see right there, what he tried to do with me is he tried to hook that, he tried to get that vacuum right there to save him. But he couldn't make it to the pallet in time, and he knew that, so he tried to 360 me and ended up walking into me. You can only 360 a killer so many times before they start to figure out how you 360, and they start to counter your 360. That's why, if possible, you want to master the turn both ways. Because once they start picking up on it, you need to book it. And either, like, run with sprint first, or juke the other way. Once he figures out how to juke, you want to get your ass out of there. Alright, so Claudette thought she was being slick there. Unfortunately, didn't work out in her favor. I'm stuck on my head. Another problem with this killer that I tend to notice is you're not really encouraged to use your chainsaw for anything other than camping because of the multiple one-hit down thing. Because you have Franklin's, which encourages you to use your hammer if the survivor's carrying an item. And 9 times out of 10, a survivor will be carrying an item. Regardless of what it is, even if it's only a brown toolbox. You don't know what color that box is. And because you don't know what color the box is, that's a problem when you're in. So, essentially, you then ask yourself, okay, do I take the risk and chainsaw him, or do I hit him? And possibly waste more time. But you gotta remember you can't always use your chainsaw either, because you can also get loot. So really, it comes down to a whole balancing act of your decisions. And your decisions mixed with the survivor's mistakes is what will determine the fate of your game. Most of your winnings are luck, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why this game doesn't have as much potential. It doesn't take skill for you to survive. It just takes you not fucking up. Learning how the killer plays. Learning... How do I say this? Learning how the killer plays. And then, well, not learning how the killer plays, because there's really only one way to play each killer. learning how each killer is countered, I should say. And then once you learn that counter, you just have to play perfectly to fit that counter. You just have to play perfectly to fit that requirement of that counter. And if you can do that, you're basically guaranteed to get out alive that game, unless you get caught, which isn't inevitable if you play boldly and you can't. That's the only way that you won't get out that game, if you make 0 mistakes. But if you make 0 mistakes, you also probably won't get found. And because the devs don't encourage sneaky play style, is why we don't have survivors playing sneaky. And if we had survivors playing sneaky, then there'd actually be a genuine reason to use Doctor. Of course, that being said, naturally Doctor would still be a bit of a crutch because you're relying on him to find people who are playing stealthy, but he is a killer in this game. And he is still a viable option. It really does suck, but you can't get mad at killers for camping at times. You can't get mad at them for tunneling at times. And killers, you can't get mad at survivors for looping at times, like if they're on their last hook. Because eventually you learn that it does suck for the survivors as much as it sucks for you sometimes. If they're on their last hook and they've been tunneled all game, they can loop you. They should loop you. But survivors, if you've looped the killer for the entire game and the man only has 1 kill, yeah, you should be camped. And if you get pulled off, you should be tunneled. Because it proves how unfair this game is. There goes the vacuum. As you can see, she's significantly faster than me. Which is total BS. What you're seeing is the perfect example of why Survivor has the upper hand once again. With all the pallet vacuums. We're not even really going to have any devious points to stand. Because I didn't really use my chainsaw. I wasn't given a reason to use my chainsaw. Because they all looped me, and I couldn't do anything about it. When a killer has to camp to guarantee himself 1 kill in a game, developers, it's not okay. When you see that kind of stuff, it should send you a message saying, hey, it is underpowered. So boom, as you guys can see, that came out a bit better. I still should have got a 4-man, but I didn't because they were working on gens. A 3-man's okay. It's better than what I got last game, obviously. But unfortunately, 3-mans and 4-mans, well, 4-mans are obviously rare. You shouldn't get them a lot. But 3-mans aren't even that common anymore for a killer, even if they're good. Because well-organized survivors, even if they're not on comms, will kick your ass. You guys can see this is just a perfect example, because she had decisive. She had decisive. Chad just proves right there. He had life and vigil. So he was going to keep getting away. And then he had prove thyself for gen rushing. Which is just lovely. But if you guys like this video, remember to hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.